Hey guys, Matt Science here, and today I'm not joined by Bailey right now because he didn't warn me he had work, but I am joined by Croakia.
Hello.
Yeah, right now he's doing a quiz while I give some news before we get into new anime. Um, so recently Ruby Ice Queendom came out. I haven't seen it yet because of the rules of the podcast. But I think the first three episodes are most definitely out. I don't know if the fourth episode's out yet. If they're doing like a episode a week sort of style, like they normally like what Rooster Teeth normally does. Also, 2 days ago, it was actually Kaori. Kaori. What was her name? I need to check my phone. I really should have remembered it before starting this. Kaori Miyazono's birthday. She's from Your Line April. It was her birthday 2 days ago, as of recording. And also,
Happy birthday.
tomorrow is actually Kagami and Tsukasa's birthday from Lucky Star. I just checked it now. Like, July is a birthday heavy month. Like, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different birthdays. 2 of which are twin birthdays, but still a lot, isn't it? And the last piece of news I gotta mention is an anime that is actually been out for a few months, but was so unknown to me after I have watched it. Season 3 of Media Record came out in April, and I only just found out about it while while finding images for the roll call episode. That is actually on the second channel, along with a personality quiz I did for today's anime, Prison School. That was a terrible news segment. But today we're talking about Prison School. How you
It's
going on that
also
quiz?
a terrible anime.
Yeah, everything's just terrible. How you going on that quiz?
I just finished.
Who did you get?
How about I send you a screenshot?
Yeah, just crop it in a way so that we're not showing any of your personal details or anything like that. But yeah, I got Kiyoshi, which is super ironic considering what happened in episode 3. It's like, of all people I could have got, I got exactly the type of thing I would do.
There you go.
Okay, let's show it off. Oh, you got Mari. You got
Guys are scum.
you got the underground the underground student council president.
I guess I'm not surprised because I was planning on getting a crow tattoo.
Ah, I'm surprised because I also I chose like the one question with the crows. I chose that I like crows. Yet
I like
somehow I ended up with
bridges.
Kiyoshi. Anyways, should we get a start on the first episode?
She's she might be my favorite character so far, so I'm not too disappointed.
I got like the main character. Like the main character that has the most control over everything in his life. Anyways,
Yeah.
let's get started with episode 1, which starts with Andre, the big guy, getting absolutely kicked. and
Roll introduction music.
Yeah, and it goes straight to the intro. I forget who the girl with the white hair was exactly. I know Hannah's the yellow-haired girl, Mari is the black-haired girl, but I forget the name of the white-haired girl.
It also starts with an M.
Really?
Yeah, for now, let's call her vice president while I look it up.
But yeah, so we find out that the school in question is a boarding school, and it's very strict on rules.
Her name is Miko.
Meko. That's
Mako.
because of the I sound. But yeah, so like this boarding school is mostly is actually just supposed to be for girls. Like these 5 boys in this, like we got 5 boys in this school, of just girls.
This is the first year a new person is elected to chairman of the board, and he decided to make it co-ed.
Yeah, the first guy, I think, because the rest were females and stuff like that. But yeah, so they are completely inexperienced with women. Probably because of how perverted they actually are. Except for Kiyoshi, who is almost like me. Just tries to talk to girls and has nothing to say.
Imagine 1 TM scientist
What?
and 4 Bailey.
What?
I said, imagine the group is like imagine 1 TM scientist and 4 Bailey.
Oh no. Oh. But yeah, so during a test, Kiyoshi drops his sumo eraser that his mum got him, and we actually meet a girl that has the same type of eraser. Or the exact same eraser, in fact. And he's pretending to be interested in sumo wrestling to have a conversation with her. So, he's not pure. He will lie.
Yeah, at first he's embarrassed about it until he realizes she likes it, and then he just pretends to also like it. Sumo.
So yeah, she mentions there's like the sumo championships thing coming up in like 2 weeks that she wants to go with him to, and he's like, "I'll go."
She wants to start a student club, and he says, "Yeah, I'll join the student club as long as I don't actually have to be a sumo wrestler, and I can just watch."
Yeah, but yeah. Meanwhile, like all the other guys, they've like got their own little area that they go to, and they're all wondering, like, what's Kiyoshi up to? And they probably think he has diarrhea. Like
when he finally meets up with them, it turns out that they just wanted to go peeping.
Well, this is like later in the day, like in the evening even.
Yeah, he takes a long time to finally catch up with them.
Yeah, he is not a good friend.
Well, I mean, if you got a group of guys like that or Chio, which one would you rather talk to for hours?
Geo, I would not even be friends with those type of people because if they're all gonna just be talking about perverted things, I'm like, okay, guys, I'm gonna just go and do my own thing because I don't want to be associated with this group.
It's funny like once or twice, but not over and over and over and over again.
While I was watching the first 4 episodes, 'cause I've been busy with a lot of stuff. I've only watched the first 4 episodes. At some point, it does. It's more just like it's like cringe. It's like watching a cringe compilation.
Yeah, that's a good description of this anime. A cringe compilation.
Like I somehow forgot how bad the things that happen are, and I've only got through the first 4 episodes. It probably gets worse.
I don't know. Episode 2 and 3 are both really interesting.
I feel like there's gonna be more interesting stuff. But yeah, so they're all we're going back to the guys. They're all going to the roof, which I feel like would not be a thing allowed even at schools. Like I know in America they don't allow like they don't allow to leave the doors to the roof unlocked, right?
Right.
Of like
I
most
did
buildings.
go to one school where the stairs to get to the roof were on the outside, so there was no door. And I think I only saw somebody go up there once, but I'm sure if anybody went up there, they were hiding anyways. So
But yeah, so it's just like Japan is just like we'll make use of this space on the roof. It's like
But
no potential of any suicide attempts at schools, huh?
even in Japan where they use the roof, it's still they'd get in trouble for being up there that late at night.
Yeah. Also, I'm pretty sure my videos are gonna get demonetized for me using that word.
Yeah, well, you know what? With this series, probably all of the
This
videos
anime,
about the
we're
series
not
would
gonna
be
care
debunked.
about that though, because of the things to come.
Yep.
So yeah, they try. Um, so Kiyoshi's just there. He doesn't want to do it because it turns out that they're going to be peeping on the girls in his class, which includes Chio. And he's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to do it. And then, so like he sees her walking away from the bathrooms, so he's like, fine, I'll join in. So, and then all of a sudden, he finds out his phone is the one being used on the rope. It's actually just the charging cable.
Yeah, the plan is to lower it in through the window and do a video call.
Yeah, and like so they have another phone set up to basically see everything. Like,
And
I would not be in this situation. I'd be the one that's like, you guys go have fun. I'm gonna just hang out in the room.
but then you find out that they took your phone anyways,
Yeah,
and then you get in trouble too,
I'm like,
and then you murder them.
yeah. So Kiyoshi's like the one that has to now go in to get his phone back, even though it's not even his fault in the first place.
So they lower him in through the window from the roof.
Yeah. Well, no, they lower him down the side of the building through the window.
Right. And as soon as he gets in there and grabs his phone, in walks Chio, who says she was late, but also doesn't have her contacts in, so she doesn't recognize him and thinks
It,
that he's
it
her roommate.
it's like Mayuka or something like that.
She was such a side character in this episode, I didn't even write down her name.
Yeah. So he is forced into a awkward situation where he actually has to get naked.
Yep. So he just stays in the corner and
And
is
then her
overwhelmed and
roommate shows up
excited. And
and like, Gio's like, "Wait, who are you?"
so he just keeps his back turned to them. And right when Chio's about to find out who he is, one of the I don't know if she's an assistant to the student council or what, but she bursts and says, "The guys were caught peeping!" And Kyoshi uses the chance to escape.
Yeah, somehow he hides in the bath of all spots. It's like, how does that work? And I know there was all that scene to hide the nudity, but
Anime.
I would have loved it if there was a. It's sort of like, you remember The Simpsons when Bart was on the skateboard?
That's like every episode.
No, the movie.
Oh, I haven't seen the movie.
Okay, so there's one joke in The Simpsons where Homer dares Bart to skateboard naked to the Krusty Burger. And he does it, and it's like all the, like the joke of like, you gotta cover, like, in animation you have to cover up the ding dong if a guy's naked on screen. Or a kid. So they do that like all the way through, and then he gets to a hedge, and the only thing that's seen is his ding dong.
So they cover up everything except for his ding dong with the hedge.
Yeah, like they do that as it is a good like joke. It's like, hey, we're following your rules, and then nope, for that one little bit, and then the rest of it is covered. Like,
Classic Simpsons.
huh?
Classic Simpsons.
Yeah.
Breaking all the rules.
But yeah, I would have loved it if we had a moment of that joke. I mean, it would be gross seeing that sort of thing, but also it would be funny seeing that sort of thing because it's like all this censoring of nudity, and then you get that, you know?
Yeah. So in this anime though, the guys all get caught and they get tied up to stakes and are
They're
beaten
naked, by the
by...
way. They're naked, by the way.
Oh yeah,
So earlier they've
that by
gone
the
naked
way.
on the roof because they're going to go down and join.
Oh yeah.
And
That's right.
there's the joke with like the
crow.
crow on the guy's crotch, on Glass's guy's crotch, and it's like swatting at the bird.
They get caught by crows,
Yeah,
which is kind of unusual.
and
but
also Busty, I think, is the one that catches them on the roof.
Yep, beats the shit out of them.
Yeah,
While the entire school watches and they're tied up on the lawn.
yeah, they're tied to stakes, their hands behind their head, I think, and Glass's guy is just getting whipped on the on the crotch.
On the loins.
The meat and veggies.
And managed to escape, and so he's watching from the hallway, and a woman walks up behind him and hands him a pamphlet explaining the underground student council. And the first member is Hana.
He could have just got away if he had gone to his room.
Yeah, he's not any smarter than the rest of them.
Yeah. Like, if he had just gone to his room, none of this would happen with him. And
Oops.
he just had, basically what he had to do was just hide the outfit, get into his pajamas, and then come out and see what happens. Because it would be smart for him to be in the public eye of all the girls in his
wearing
pajamas.
normal clothes.
Yeah. So
What? Well, he
he's
is
not
smart,
smart,
so
except
he gets
he can be pretty smart.
caught in his black jumpsuit, and the girl who hands him the pamphlet shows him the first page. Her name is Hana, and
Yes.
she is kind of like the small, sweet one. She likes tea.
Yeah.
Then the next page is the vice president. She's the one beating them out there, and
Yeah,
she's
it's the getting the meat and veggies with real red raw.
yeah, she has glasses and like the dominatrix look, and her like shirt's unbuttoned.
Yeah, she
And
has white hair.
and then he says, "What about the president?" And she's like, "Oh, did I forget that? Go to the previous page."
And it's
And the
her.
previous page is her.
Yeah,
She is the president,
and
and
she
I
beats
think
his
she just
face
says,
up.
"I think she just says I really like crows."
Yeah, and face gets absolutely beat up by her. So they have the choice of like spend a month in prison or be expelled. I'm pretty sure it's obvious what they go for. They go for the prison because they're like, we want to be
Prison
around
school.
these girls, and we want to be perverts. We'd rather not get in
Yeah,
trouble.
and if they get expelled, they'd have a hard time getting into a different school. But if they
Yeah.
get just a long suspension for a month, they figure how bad can it be? This is a regular school,
No, it's not.
but they don't have any idea how bad it can be. Well,
But yeah,
this is where it goes. The
we've
opening
basically
before.
caught up to what we saw in the opening at this point.
Yeah.
Like one of them gets beat up for drinking water, and it's like she tries, like Busty tries to make make Andre lick her boots. It's like,
As in, leather shoes. Just
yeah,
wanted to be clear
With
that's
leather
what you
boots.
said, and not the other BOO word.
yeah, her leather boots. But yeah,
And
somehow, and like Kiyoshi's like, this is going too far, and for some reason he doesn't get beat up for standing up to her. It's like very oddly selective there.
and then also odd is when he's like, "Hey, I saved you guys."
They
The rest
don't
of the
want
guys won't
to.
talk to him.
They just don't want him to talk to him at all. It's like, yeah, thanks, but can you do me a favor? Can you not talk to me? And everyone else does the same. It's just like, okay. And the reason why is because, like, Andre actually wanted to lick and make her his boots. It's like, why?
Yeah.
It's like,
Why? This is when it gets
he's
super
like-
cringe.
he's like, Kiyoshi's the only good one of the whole group.
And
And
well,
he's still
good
not
is
as
relative.
good as a typical male character.
They say to him, "What straight male wouldn't?"
It's like,
And
it's like this is worse than the other dirty anime I've covered. Like, it's worse than like the one where the girls were all perverted. It's worse than Aya-chan, and that had a literal conversation about ding dongs. It's worse than its species reviewers, because as much as they talk about getting it on, you don't see them do it.
it's worse than Ruby, JPDE.
Uh, I don't think anything's gonna be worse than that episode. Oh, ugh. Don't remind me of that.
Well, anyways, they decide that the guys like the punishment too much, and so they bring in the secretary, Hana. And at first she seems really sweet and tells them that they're gonna pick clover to sell in the school book fair. And
Well,
then when they only find...
it's she acts sweet, and then all of a sudden she just does karate right into their faces first.
And they find out that she's top 4 karate champion in their region.
Yeah, and also she's wearing tights, so they don't get what they want from it.
And she's wearing shorts underneath her skirt.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's sort of like like, you know, the yoga pants. It's sort of like short version of those, but it's not shorts.
Yeah, and the characters even call them lame shorts. And then Chio says that
So yeah, for context of this next point, Kiyoshi's climbed up her tree with a baby crow in his hand. Is like putting it back in the nest.
which makes Chio think he's a good guy because he
Yeah.
saved a little baby crow. And she says, "Nobody likes sumo who likes sumo can be bad." My grandma said that, and I was like, I wrote in my notes. So Chio's very stupid.
Yes, yes, she is. And like, meanwhile, that moment's going on. Like the other guys have picked. Well, before the crow thing, they've all picked like all these 4-leaf clovers, and then, like, she finds one 3-leaf clover in the whole lot, gets angry, chops the table in half, and makes them do it again. And
This time, there's only one left.
yeah, this time there's only one left, and all the 4 guys get beat up for it because they tried to convince her not to beat them up, but she doesn't understand. And then, and like Hannah's going off to pee, and Kiyoshi got quite a nice view
From the tree above her.
until a crow comes along and knocks him out of the tree in the next episode.
Crows are cool.
But yeah, we get like Kiyoshi gets a really nice view of her peeing and her other bits.
And by nice view, we mean he falls out of the tree right in front of her.
Yeah. But yeah, he did not even mean for it to happen. He's just unlucky, isn't he?
He almost deserves it.
For doing something good.
Yeah, well, he lies to Chio. He's about to tell her that he actually was peeping because she believes he's innocent. And then he never tells her.
Mm.
He says, "See you on Saturday for our date."
Oof. But yeah, so yeah, Kiyoshi does get beat up for it, I think, and returns and it's like, and the guys congratulate Kiyoshi on making Hannah cry. Oh my gosh.
So I didn't call her Mari in my notes. So I'll read this exactly as I wrote it. Crow Bitch argues with the chairman, who turns out to be her dad, about making the school co-ed. He said the boys just have hormones, so she should let them have the weekends free.
Mm. But yeah, so in response, she doesn't. So yeah, we're back with the guys, and Bussy is like Mako is hitting Glasses guy a lot for not like he gets hit for not asking. It's like asking, like talking, and asking. What? So wait, it's like you get in trouble for talking in general. It's like, but Kiyoshi like asked for permission to ask the question in the first place, which means Glasses guy would go in trouble if he just straight up asked the question. You see what I mean?
Yup. Yeah, well, that's how it works. The whole point is they want to beat the shit out of them. They don't.
Yeah,
They
don't
just want an
them.
excuse for it.
They don't want them in the school. But yeah, so Mari returns to the prison and is like, only prisoners that display good behaviour get 3 hours on the weekend. It's like, of course
And
she's
then
going to
the
do
guys
that.
noticed. The guys noticed that all the girls standing outside the prison think that Mari is really cool. They realize that the Underground Student Council is really popular. And then
And yeah, she gets shoved by
Joe, because he says the guidebook is a dumb idea, and then you realize
No,
that
it's
it
just
wasn't
ants.
actually. It's just because he almost stepped on ants.
So, you say in the notes that Mari brings a guidebook to her dad. I think her dad is the one that wrote, and she's thrown it onto the desk in anger. Actually,
Yeah, he isn't even in the room. She was going to bring it to him, but he wasn't there.
yeah. But yeah, it lands on the mouse, and the screen turns on, and it turns out the Kurihara is a butt man. He likes that booty.
She calls all men scum.
I
And
mean,
she's talking about her own dad.
we sort of are. Like, a lot of us
Like,
are
if
scum.
everybody in this anime is to go by, then yes, definitely.
Yeah. But like, at least 30%, I'd say, of men.
That's a low ball.
Yeah, I wanted to lowball it. I could have easily said something like 70%. Like, anywhere between 30 to 70%, really, isn't it?
Well, Mari is extra angry about what she found in her dad's office, and so when she returns, they're all on break, and she says, at this rate, they won't get a weekend.
But yeah, so the reason why is they haven't finished the garden.
Even though Mako told them they could take the break, Mari is just doing this because she's angry.
No, Mari said good behavior.
Yeah.
But just because they didn't finish the garden, they're not gonna get it. Which is just absolutely horrible.
She's definitely abusing her power.
Yes. I'm gonna be glad for the ending of this. So yeah, they do a bit of work. Like, they're doing their work with the garden and like all the refuse. It's called refuse, right?
Yeah. Kyoshi's trying to dig a tunnel out, and he hides it behind the trash. And Chiyo signals with a mirror and then throws him a note, but she misses and it lands on the roof. So instead she writes one on her notepad and holds it up to the window. And they have a hand
she's
signal
holding
that means...
it up. It's not against the window, she's just holding it up. Like,
yeah.
at the window.
they have a hand signal that means "Sue more of you soon."
So yeah, Glasses gets in trouble because of Kiyoshi. So Kiyoshi's being a bit lazy, and because of that, Glasses is the one that gets in trouble. It's like Kiyoshi sort of almost gets out of a lot of the trouble because of his friends. In like at least these first few episodes. Like
Definitely.
he's not safe from getting hurt.
He just doesn't get hurt as much.
Yeah. But yeah, so Glasses found the note and confronts Kiyoshi in the shower with what was the joke?
Something about helping to wash the
like
sumo wrestler's back.
Sono or something like that. But yeah, it's like you got that person that like assists and watches your back and your posterior. But yeah, it's like Glasses can't rat him out because everyone gets in trouble. And while they're working, he's making sumo references.
And they seem like threats.
They seem like threats, but they're actually they're like signals that he's gonna help.
And Kyoji says, "Why were you threatening me?" And he says, "Those were clever signals that I was going to help you."
Also, with Hannah and the incident with the peeing, she wants to get revenge by having Kyoshi pee in front of her. And she does get really close to the crotch, doesn't she? It's like
Inches away.
Like if he had, you know, just immediately happened just then, she would have coughed one in the eye.
Glasses shows up and interrupts him, and Kyoshi wonders if he meant to save him or if it was an accident.
I'm glad you just moved right past what I said. I mean, that does happen.
And then in the women's shower, the vice president wants to help Mari with her.
Yeah, Mari, yeah.
Yeah, the president with her back, just like the sumo wrestlers. And Mari thinks she's making a fat joke.
Oh, yeah. I love how it's like, on one side it's a gay joke, and on the other side it's a fat joke.
And then the chairman knows that Mari saw his computer and realizes that she took the guy's weekend away to get back at him. He hides a book about teaching in South America in case she finds it for some unknown reason.
Totally random book, isn't it? We find out later exactly what's in it, though. So, Kiyoshi and Glasses guy are playing Go at night. It's just for some reason. But Kiyoshi didn't know what was going on. Like,
yeah, they just
somehow they managed to make it look like the building map.
That's so clever. And is his name Shingo?
Shingo is like he's interested in what they're doing.
What are you guys doing? Oh, we're just playing Go. Oh, that's so boring.
I don't think it's actually Go that they're playing, because Go is like the pieces on the board.
Yeah, it's very similar, but it's like they're using circles and X's on a piece of paper grid.
Yeah.
And they called it Gomuku, so I think it's. I didn't look up what that means. I can do that if you read the next note.
Yeah. So we the chairman is like got his book and going somewhere else with it, and he bumps into his daughter Mari, and he all of a sudden he drops his book, and we find out that it's full of Latina butts. So because of that, she's like, okay, I'm gonna be super cruel to these 5 guys that you allowed into this school just because I don't want to be pervs like you. It's like he's like unintentionally making things worse for the guys. And meanwhile, when we're back at the prison, Kiyoshi and Glasses are discussing their plan. We get like the Lego style thing. Like, I think this is the only anime that I've seen that does a Lego style animation.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice feature to see something unique.
All right, so I looked up Gomuku, and it's played on a regular Go board, but it's got different rules.
Oh.
And I looked up Moku, and it means like counter, and another term for the game is 5 in a row. So it's just played different, but it's still on a Go board. It's still the Go pieces. But in regular Go, you can remove pieces, and in this one, once it gets set down, it stays there. And that's why they used it to make the map, so that they didn't have to erase.
So yeah, the next day, Kyoshi and Glasses guy pretend to fight, and as a result, Hana comes over and like she kicks them, but in the process knocks down the shed. And because like Hana can't do like the girls can't do anything wrong, the guys get the blame for knocking down the building, even though she's the one that kicked them in such a way that it did that. So yeah, Mako reveals a riding crop, and she makes them choose heads or tails. Glasses guy chooses heads, and Kiyoshi chooses tails. So, like, in that process, Glasses guy ends up with a serious case of butt face, and Kiyoshi is getting whipped on the butt.
And I think Joe says, "Remind me to choose heads."
I sort of like how it's like Kiyoshi chose tails, so he gets hit on the butt, and Glasses guy chose head, so he got sat on his face. It's like it's appropriate to what they chose.
And they reveal that they actually wanted the shed to fall down, and that they sawed into the support structure. So when she kicked it, it collapsed. So they really did break it, but they wanted to make it look like it was her fault.
Yeah.
And then they think that they're just going to get off scot-free to rebuild this, and they can work on their tunnel. But then Hannah comes and sets up a chair and guards over them.
Yeah. So, which comes like she's still very hell bent on seeing Kiyoshi pee up close. And Glasses is like, I'm gonna flirt with Hana. using history, and
It's
it goes over
it's not
just
even
as
Japanese history; it's Chinese history.
it goes over as smooth as his face is afterwards. Because she does kick him square in the face. Oh wait, no, it was the gut, right?
Yep.
But yeah, so he's like going back over to Kiyoshi and just like holding his gut and then bleh, with blood. That's another thing with
And
this
then
anime. It sort of like ignores the damage that they take.
Oh yeah, they would have been dead.
They would be dead within one day.
Glasses thinks that it's a good distraction, so he tells Hana that Kiyoshi needs to pee.
But no, it is not. But also at the same time, it sort of is. Because it does give him a chance of doing something. But yeah, his thing that he always says is like the most resourceful general of Nerima City. I'm amazed you didn't note that down. Because he says
it a lot.
Yeah, but I actually looked as I was watching it, I looked up. Naruma is actually an actual place in Japan. I don't remember exactly where it is. I think might be near Tokyo, actually, considering the sort of situation, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So one of Glass's big character traits is that he plays miniature war game that's based on history, and everyone thinks he's a big old nerd, and he only cares about collecting these figurines, and the only reason he wants to help with the escape plan is so that Kiyoshi can buy him a limited edition one that's only offered every 4 years.
Yeah. Well, you sort of skipping ahead a bit there. You forgot about Hannah getting peed on.
Yeah, that was just context for explaining why he says he's the most cunning general of the city.
Yeah.
He's talking about a board game.
But it's funny how there's actually a place in Japan that's the same name as the place he's mentioning.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually set in Nerima.
I think that's also why he knows so much about Chinese history when he tries to flirt with
Yeah.
Hana. It's all based on history he learned playing his game.
But yeah, so we get to the next episode. They've had their Hannah's gone home because of
I think we didn't read the last 2 points.
well, I read the last one. Like the only one I really skipped was Maika drinking water. There's not really much there. Like Hannah screams. It's like,
Yep.
What did you expect, Hannah?
And when Mako comes in, Hana pretends she had an accident.
It's like Kiyoshi somehow does not get in trouble because Hana lies.
Hana also doesn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, like even though she's on the underground student council thing, like are they unsafe from getting in trouble themselves?
I think if it were just her and Mako, she wouldn't worry about it. But she's afraid of Mari.
Well, it's only Mako that shows up, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think she's just worried that Mako's going to tell Mari.
Yeah. Because, she could say, that Kyoshi peed on her, and then he would get in trouble.
True.
Like,
That's true.
but and they don't care what Kyoshi would say, as well. So he would just get a beating.
He'd get expelled for that one. I don't think they'd give him 2 chances on that. And that's their whole plan, right? They want to get him expelled, so
Yeah,
I guess she's just not as conniving or plotting as
as
Mari is.
So yeah, those are the last 2 points of episode 2. Let's get into episode 3.
So Kyoshi and Glasses plan to test the hole for a full hour, and after they discuss that, it cuts to the scene of the chairman in his office. He failed his daughter for allowing her to find his collection of Latina booties twice.
So yeah, the once is like on the computer, the second time is like when he dropped them. But yeah, so Kyoshi tests out his escape route, and he's gone a bit away from the wall, and then it's like he's stuck on the wrong side to get back into the wall.
Because he finds the chairman burying something.
He's
What's he
burying his
burying?
assets.
Burying his assets.
So yeah,
The bell rings and he starts to panic.
because like
And
the chairman is still there. He has to wait for the chairman to move before he can run back. And he gets stuck. Like he gets halfway through the hole, and then his butt gets stuck. Put a
and
few
Mako
pounds
comes
in the
to
butt
check on
area.
him. I don't understand. I fit through this the first time.
It's like I somehow put on extra pounds.
Just as Mako's about to walk up on him, she trips and falls and gives him enough time to stand up. And after she stalks off, Glasses...
It's like that was like the actual thing for the actual plan.
He reveals he set a booby trap for their actual escape, but now they need a new distraction.
And like Kyoshi's like, wait, that was you? So we skip forward in time to nighttime, and Reiko's shown up in her tank top and shorts, and everyone like goes, like all the guys are like, except for Kyoshi, run up to her because, well, you know.
And apparently Kyoshi just doesn't care.
Yeah, Kyoshi wants to get with Chio. Not in that way, though. Like, relationship, not betting.
Prison warden.
But,
Relationship, not prison warden.
yeah. So he's trying his best to not do anything wrong. But yeah, so she doesn't deny all. She shows up because purchase requests.
This is an error in the English version. It turns out that in the English version she denies every request, but in the original Japanese she approves Kyoshi's request and Glasses Guy's request.
The dictionary.
Yeah. In Japanese, he says, "I need a dictionary for school," and she's like, "Sure, that's fine." But in the English version, "I need a dictionary for class." Denied.
But yeah,
The funny thing is, later in the episode, he gets his dictionary, so it wasn't even. It was just an error.
Yeah, but also the Glasses Guy is like, "I need the voice recorder for class, for English learning." Yeah, and yeah, you're right. It was for their plan. So she puts a special work schedule on the wall, and like on the escape, like there's a track meet happening on the escape day, and Glasses and Kyoshi get stuck with Shingo, Blondie.
He overhears them plotting and thinks that they're going to proposition him for sex. He walks into their shower when Glasses drops the soap, and it looks like he's giving Kyoshi a blowjob. And then he trips, and it looks like butt sex. And Blondie freaks out, and the two plotters look like demons as they walk towards him until he runs away. But they don't know what's going on because they literally just tripped and got hurt.
I love that though. It's like you never get the prison rap joke in anime because Japan has very different rules to America or Australia.
Because most anime isn't this awful.
No, because like I'm pretty sure there's gonna be at least one other prison anime that we'll find that has the same joke. But it's just rare because Japanese prisons are different from American prisons.
Yeah, apparently Japanese prisons are in the middle of an all-girls school.
No, I think they don't have like the one shower altogether thing. I think like each prisoner has like their own shower. That's like in the cell.
Most countries have better prisons than America.
Yeah. Especially when you talk about LA.
Oh, I made an error here. It was actually squats.
Yeah, I saw that. But also there was another one that there was a mistake on the fix as well.
So for some reason, Miko is doing squats while she talks to them. Shingo is just worried about the other guys, and so he requests to switch jobs. And
yeah, it's like
Yoshi is confused,
what?
but he calls it convenient.
It's also super convenient that they've managed to get the job, just the two of them. And Kyoshi has somehow managed to find that there's a sewer tunnel, and it runs from the restroom to the escape tunnel.
The tunnel, Kyoshi overhears the other three dudes gossiping about their physical encounter, and then he sees Mako doing squats through the grates.
Oh, yeah, so he's like... it's funny, it's like, it moves in, then moves away. It moves in, moves away. He's so distracted by it. It's like, it moves in,
And then
moves away. And then he's like, oh, I gotta get moving. Good thing he did, because he would have been stabbed in, like, the gut or the eye.
she slips and stabs him with her heel.
Right through the butt. Which is actually... It was convenient that happened.
She wonders
as well.
if she stepped on a rat or something.
Yeah.
She notices that he's in the bathroom too long and tells... Shingo tells everyone that he has hemorrhoids. And turns him around and there's blood everywhere. Then the guys all assume it's from his physical relationship.
With Glasses guy.
And this is the point in the show where the show is just a cringe compilation.
I just love how it's like... It's almost like perfectly hidden the fact that he was in the sewer thing because she slipped. And then it's like all the other guys are gonna make fun of him, but in a way it saved his ass. Quite literally. Like, I wonder if it was like in the cheek or the right in the middle.
I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, let's just move on.
So then there are no computers in the prison, so they have to go to the main computer lab for tech class. And they're roped off in the back of there's like construction tape on the ground, and all the girls are talking about how they smell bad.
Yeah.
And they go.
So
Glasses
Kyoshi is
goes
not gone in this moment. Like Glasses is trying to find poop sounds, but no matter what he searches, he can't find it.
It's a distraction for their plan, by the way.
Yeah.
He got his voice recorder so that he could play it, and then Kyoshi could be gone for a long time.
But yeah, he's like, I swear your social death won't have been for nothing. Like, that's what Kyoshi shouts. And like everyone laughs at Glasses for his loose ass. And we cut to the chairman again, and he's retrieved the booty pictures and calls himself weak-willed and reburies them with concrete. And he uses the extra concrete to block up the hole that they made.
Kyoshi goes to check the hole and finds the concrete, and Glasses must break down for what he did in front of everyone. Blames Kyoshi while the other guys joke about it being Kyoshi's fault for other reasons. Then Mako comes and beats them for arguing.
Yeah.
Glasses goes off to sulk, and Kyoshi reassures him by saying he will disguise himself as a girl to continue with their escape plan. The other three take it
as a literal sex change.
Because of their lovers' quarrel.
And this is sort of why I feel like I won with getting Kyoshi.
I like crows.
But yeah, there's a pun about using the front gate after he becomes a girl, which literally just means walking out the front gate. But to the other guys, it's like he's gonna let him rail him.
And then, for some reason, they decided that they were going to stay low for the day, but it seems like Glasses has a breakdown and he just tries to make everyone mad.
And he like gets beat up by Mako. And somehow he does like a front flip past Mako, right to Mari, and pantses her, like pulls down her skirt. It's like, and then at the end of episode 3, it shows him in the room, in like the room, doesn't it?
I think it just ends right there.
No, I remember it shows him like it's either that or it might be episode 4. You were saying something?
I was going to say, do you want to leave it on a cliffhanger? I know we have notes for 4, but I just thought that would be funny.
I feel like we should do 4.
Okay, I'm just stalling so that anyone listening has to wait to figure out why he wanted to make them mad on purpose.
Well, he does get beat up, but he insists, this is the plan.
And then they show him in another room, and she's holding something vibrating that's blurred out.
You put the twice, by the way.
Oops. For the plan.
The plan. The plan.
The plan was for Bailey to come today.
And get his torture.
We probably got through more of it faster. Just the two of us.
Yeah.
Less distractions.
But yeah, so... Joe, Shingo, and Andrea pretend to be a train. I think it's just them just going a bit
crazy from being stuck inside without any kind of entertainment.
Yeah. But yeah, we find out that it was actually a buzz razor that was being used on Glasses guy.
And he turns out he was going to use it to make a wig. So he wanted to get in trouble so he could get shaved and then make a wig.
That'd be a bit gross though, right?
Super gross, but I mean,
You gotta do what you can to get out.
Escape.
But yeah, so
they
they're like, we need to come up with another plan, and they plan to steal a girl's uniform from a laundry truck that shows up on weekends, like Friday.
because they don't need their uniform over the weekend.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like the laundromat is getting things done real quick. So Glasses is like, I need to distract him, and he just goes off, like provoking a fight and all that, so that she can sneak
Starts
in.
rapping.
Is it really rapping?
Yeah, he starts rapping.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. But yeah, Kyoshi gets distracted by Mako's panties. And we know it is Mako's panties because there's multiple shots of them. Yes, I know I just said that, by the way.
Yoshi's running out of time, and so he decides to go into the truck to steal a uniform, and he gets trapped inside.
Well, he had to go into the truck to steal it.
Yeah, because the guy was moving too quickly, so all of the baskets were in the truck.
But he gets locked in. It's like, what are we gonna do?
And Glasses is worried he can't help him, but then he runs over a laundry basket and opens the door, and Kyoshi sneaks out.
But yeah, so like, Kyoshi went in first to try and find something, but most of it was already in the truck, so he's hidden in the laundry basket. And that's why that laundry basket gets run over later, because he's put it there. So yeah, he's managed to get a girl's uniform. And
Crow Bitch threatens Mako for not being harsh enough.
It's like, seriously, Mari, you need to settle down. It's like, you're gonna do stuff like that every once in a while. Like, all they really need to do is just like give them stuff to keep them entertained. You know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like photos, like nudes. If they just do that, of not even the girls at the school, just like random photos, and just say it's the girls. It's like,
steal her dad's photos.
No, but they get like photos of like women that look similar to the girls in the school and give it to the guys. That way they can get off on those photos and the girls would be safe. Although that might make it worse. I don't know what the good option is.
Just keep it an all-girls school.
Yeah. So yeah, Chio talks to her roommate about sumo, but her roommate doesn't care. But then her roommate finds out that she's going with Kiyoshi, and like, it's actually, she says it sounded more like a date. Especially with the fact that Chio is making food.
Yep, she And Chio didn't realize it was more like a date until her
Uh,
roommate pointed out, and
yeah.
suddenly is nervous.
Yeah.
And in the middle of this scene, it also going on at the same time is the track meet.
Yeah, and like the school athlete, like a whole bunch of school athletes show up, and for some reason it's mostly just girls. I think it's all girls.
Well, the track meets were probably planned before it became a co-ed school.
Yeah,
So the
but
league they were
still,
in was probably all girls school league.
that does not make any sense. Uh, I'm just, it's just
I don't know
plot
how sports
stuff.
work in
It's
Japan.
just plot stuff. So yeah, the two of
Maybe
them go over the plan again.
all girl.
Like Kyoshi going to the bathroom, putting down the speaker, sneaking out the window, going through the sort of sewerage spot, putting on the girl's uniform, and walking out the front gate.
And Glasses brings his recorder.
But he doesn't have any pockets, so where is he going to hide it? Right in the crotch
Womp
area. That recorder for a moment was a boner.
All of the girls think that he's gross because they hear about the other things he's done, and they see the recorder.
Well, they don't actually see the recorder. They just see the recorder looking like a boner.
They just see the
bulge. So yeah, Kyoshi and Glasses Guy just enjoying lunch. Oh no, and the other guys as well. They're all just enjoying lunch in the shade and taking a good view of all the abouts and. But yeah, Kyoshi's glad they became friends, but Glasses is he's just doing this plan for the figurines. No other reason.
The plan is now ready to start after lunch, and
It's,
everything's going
exactly
well.
at midday they started. And yeah, so everything's going well, and then but like Mako gets hit with some of the hair that was cut from Glass's guy's head, and hits her in the face.
And
She's like, I recognize these cuticles.
She goes around the corner because she thinks that Glasses is there, and Kyoshi's only option is to finish getting dressed before Mako gets there, but the jacket is too small. The jacket rips just as Mako's pulling out her riding crops. He slips on the purse like a backpack, just in time.
Yeah, and it manages to fool Mako, who's just walks away. He's about to get out of the school, but he gets stopped by Mari. But he thinks he's caught, but he's realised it's just the backpack thing that's going on. And it's like she lowers it that little bit and sees that there's a rip.
Kyoshi is free.
Yeah, Kyoshi manages to get out and go to his date. But Mari is suspicious that it's like, who would be wearing their school uniform right now, you know?
Yep.
And then we go back to Glasses Guy and we find out he forgot to zip his pants back up. And Mako beats him for it.
And then we go back to the date, and Chio hands Kyoshi the handkerchief, and he fawns over how good it smells.
So, he is perverted to some degree. He's just able to control it much better than the guys. He only really does it in the presence of Chio.
Yeah, he's just
He's
got
just happy.
better self-control and bad peer pressure.
Yeah. So yeah, they're watching sumo matches, but
He's not interested at all.
He's just like, I'm just happy watching Chio be happy.
But he does lie and pretend like he likes it because he wants her to think that he does.
And then she's like, I made lunch, by the way. And he's like, I just ate. But he doesn't say that out loud. He lies about not having eaten. And
it turns out it's just salted rice.
Yeah.
He's like, I could eat. If she cooked it, I could eat it, no matter what flavor it is. If it's plum or salmon or anything, and it's just salted rice.
But it still would taste good. Like, rice still
unless
just tastes
you
good.
Literally just finished lunch. So Mako goes to check on Kiyoshi and Glasses plays the track. He laughs after getting slapped and all the athletes call him a creep.
Because he just got slapped by Mako, which is something he enjoys.
Chio takes a selfie, and oops, there's evidence.
There's evidence he was out of the building. He was outside the school. And then Kiyoshi's like, I actually need to go to the bathroom.
For real, this time.
Yeah.
And while he's there, she spills tea on his bag and finds her uniform.
Yeah. Well, she's like, sees it as just a uniform, and she's like suspicious of who it is, and then finds out it's hers. And the moment he comes back, she calls him disgusting and runs off. At which he looks down to the bag, sees that there's tea on it, sees that the uniform is out, and then sees it's her uniform. It's just like, oh no, what have I done?
This time Shingo goes to check on Kyoshi, and Glasses tries to stop him. Yeah. Mako kicks them both and yells at Kyoshi to come out immediately.
And then we cut to Chairman and Murray talking about the guy's release date because it's in 1 week. And Murray thinks they will end up back in the prison. And Chairman says, even animals can learn from their mistakes. And Glass Guy is like trying to get the speaker to work again, but I think it broke when Mako kicks them down.
The speaker's not working.
Yeah, and Mako kicks in the door.
End of the episode.
And we end the episode on that cliffhanger.
And
a much better cliffhanger to end on than the previous one.
The plan was a failure, but did he get back in time?
I don't think so.
I haven't even actually watched episode 5. It took me too long to make the notes.
Well, considering we're at episode 4 and there's still 8 more episodes, I'm pretty sure you can guess.
Yeah, I think he ends up in prison for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm. Because when Kiyoshi is returning, he's so downtrodden he doesn't even bother.
Yeah, I thought the train scene was implying something.
He's just like so disappointed with himself because of what he did. And with that, we're gonna have to end it here. It's been like an hour and 20, something like that. Anyways, links will be in the description to both my main channel and also the Sega channel for you guys to check out. I definitely... Also, Bailey stuff would be there. I would remove them because he's not here, but I'll keep it in anyways. Anyways, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so the next video comes out. A ding, and the Mad Scientist out.
I'm just glad this one's only one season.